they don't move that much either, even though they do start to become a little bit more chancy for an artillerist to land everything. It's really important for classes that are slow, like a destroyer and artillerist, to land every skill. To land every skill.
Just gotta ult him, to be honest.
To land every skill. Because you don't get a second chance because you have a 3-second cooldown on that skill, right? You've missed it, you've missed 500,000 damage.
With the end of the Lost Ark beta, I wanted to take a moment to talk about a class that really took me by surprise. The Blaster. Now look, I went into this beta with the hopes of trying out some classes that I had never played before, as I used to play on the Russian server, and still do. Those classes were the Blaster and the Warlord. No, I'm not calling it the Gunlance. Smilegate is tripping with these name changes. Also, special shout out to Big Papa Sywell, a Blaster and Summoner main. Hope we make you proud with this one. Although I do have some gripes, don't hate me. Anyways, let's get into it. I gotta keep it honest. I hated the first 20 to 25 levels with this class. It was a slog. I felt clunky, nothing seemed to fit together until, you know, I got the turrets, some skill points, and after that I started to see the real picture. There's just some classes that you're just not going to resonate with until later on. Sometimes not even till 50 when you have the skill points to really get things going. Blaster for me was one of those classes, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I'll actually say. And I'm happy to say that by the end of my leveling journey, it's definitely going to be an alt for me for the NAE release. Coming from a melee main perspective, I found myself playing this class really close to the enemies. But it worked out because all of the massive AoEs and the shields you get. I always felt like I could play at any distance so long as I could hit my skills. And that is, if you can hit your skills. A while back, I was watching a video on Sywell explaining the classes, and when he got to the Blaster, this was something that he mentioned.
You need what I would call tribal intuition, or a flawless execution, or luck to pull off everything.
I kept that in mind as I was playing the class, and the more experience I got, the more I started to understand exactly what he meant. You have to know your enemy in order to be efficient with this class and maintain maximum DPS. I'm not gonna lie, there were times where I got really pissed off because I missed a skill. But when I did, I didn't feel as though I got cheated or the game sucked. I missed because I was greedy, and that is great game design. Speaking of something that, let's talk about something that I actually hate. And I don't know if this is a glitch or if this is like something that is just designed in the game, but yeah, I'm gonna go off script about this because I took this out forgot to put this in the script because I was just so, I don't know. Why is it when you knock an enemy in the air, and this happens with other classes too, someone explained to me, when you knock an enemy in the air and then you hit them with a skill while they're in midair, they take no damage. That is so unbelievably stupid. Oh my god, okay. If I knock an enemy in the air, I'm gonna show a clip of this right now. I had to change my whole rotation with the Blaster because there was a skill I used called Napalm. It's 2 blasts, and the second one knocks enemies in the air. But before I did that, I would use one of the big bangs. I would put it down knowing that I was gonna use my Napalm skill beforehand. So I'm thinking big brained. This is like, dude, high level 99 IQ, 900 IQ, 1000 IQ play. Okay, no. Because if I knock them in the air with napalm, the bomb's coming down, the enemies are still in the air as the bomb lands on the enemy. Bro, they take 0 damage. Which I mean, think about that. How is the bomb gonna land on top of an enemy, right? Literally right on top of them, and they take just no damage because what? They're immune in the air? They're invincible? Where does the game say that? The game does not tell you anything. I don't freaking know. I'm sorry. Okay, back to that's just something that needs to be changed, like, immediately. That is unacceptable. Like, I feel like it's one of those things like that will piss me off enough to where, like, until that gets fixed or something like that, I don't see myself playing, because that could happen in PvP. I don't know if that's in PvP too, but if you knock an enemy in the air and you combo it into your rocket as they're landing from midair, they'll just take no damage. I swear to God, if that happened to me in PvP. Okay, anyway, I'm sorry about that. Anyways, back back to the script. To the untrained eye, it may just seem like I'm hitting random buttons and just popping out skills. This couldn't be further from the truth. Everything in this game feels deliberate. I'm using a skill for a reason. All the skills on my bar are for something, regardless if I have the skill points to see the most out of it or not. My Q is a filler skill while cooldowns are happening. My W and R are my big boy bombs. E and S are my debuffs. I have a shield for utility. My flamethrower for some AoE and damage over time. So assuming all of my skills were off cooldown and the boss was staggered, I'll place both my turrets down, hit S, throw both bombs out, and my ultimate while they're in the air, press Z to use my identity skill and activate my shield and laser. Landing that whole sequence has to be one of the most satisfying feelings in Lost Ark. You can stagger him. Okay, good to know. Oh my god. So, Kuro, you're next. I'm dead. Oh, activated my shield just in time. Well, that and clutching a raid or dungeon boss, but that's beside the point. Wrapping up the skills portion, I want to mention a bit about the intrinsic meter and how that ties into your gameplay. The bar fills up in stages with an increasing benefit the closer it gets to max. You get 10%, 20%, 30% at max meter, which also allows you to go into barrage mode. Here's the kicker. The 30% damage bonus only lasts a certain amount of time before your meter goes back to 0. However, even if you don't use your barrage mode when your meter fills up, you can still use it with an empty bar. You just won't be getting the 30% damage increase. This adds another layer of depth to this class because it's all about timing your full rotation when your meter is full. It all contributed to that feeling of this not being some spam your button class, which in reality, no class in this game is brain dead like that in my opinion. Berserker. In summary, playing the blaster made me realize even more that every class in this game has something different to offer. They all feel amazing no matter which class you play, except for the archer. That class. No damage, have an ass. Anyway, sorry. I have a gripe to pick with the Hawkeye simply because, I don't know, in Russia I boosted one and I went into a chaos dungeon and it just didn't feel good. I'm sorry for you Hawkeye mains out there. I wasn't vibing with it. The only time you actually do damage is when that freaking bird is out and the bird does like all the damage. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I'm sorry. Anyway, had to go off script again for that. That class pisses me off. That's probably, you'd have to pay me to freaking level that class. Anyways, it just goes to show that there's a class for everyone. As I stated in the beginning, I usually play melee classes in these kind of games, but I will say that the blaster is one of, if not the most fun range classes I've ever played in an MMO. We'll see if Sorceress has something to say about that when she releases. Please let me know if I should do any other videos like this on other classes in the game. So far for release, I'm maining the Holy Knight because, you know, the Founder's costume is just the best and you can't tell me otherwise. My alts will consist of a Gunslinger, Demonic, Striker, and of course the lovely Blaster. When Scouter, Arcana, and Sorceress come out, they will be added to the list as well. Big tip for fresh players out there, play whatever class speaks to you. And do not shy away from classes you may not be interested in at first glance. Because I tell you what, I wasn't that interested in Blaster before picking him up, but you could bet your last shilling that I'm thankful I did. As always, my name is Hayes. Stay happy, hydrated, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you guys at release. Peace.